Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to PLUS Model Radio, the #1 podcast for plus-size women. I'm your host, Chenese Lewis, coming to you live from Los Angeles. Today is Monday, November 28th, 2011. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. Next weekend, December 4th, I will be in San Antonio, Texas, to host the Silver Slipper Fashion Show, which is sponsored by Lane Bryant, Bare Necessities, and Dress Barn. For tickets and for more information, visit UpstageBeautyEvents.com. Our guest this evening on the show are owner of Redress NYC, Deb Malkin, photographer Michelle Alexandra, but up first is Liz Hall. Mary Elizabeth Hall was born and raised in Houston, Texas, and for years Mary worked in CVS Pharmacy in upper management. When she resigned from her job, she decided to dedicate more of her time into becoming a plus-size print model, which had been her dream since she was a teen. When she began to pursue her dreams of becoming a plus-size model, someone told her that she could never model because she was too big and that the world doesn't want to see big girls doing anything. And as a result, she plans on spending the rest of her life proving them wrong. Currently, Mary serves as the CEO, coordinator, and planner for Upstage Beauty Events, a full-service plus-size fashion production, events, and consulting services company. And let's welcome Mary to the show. Hi, Mary. How are you?
Hi, Chenese. How are you doing? And
Good.
You can call me Liz.
Oh, and you go by Liz instead of Mary.
Yeah.
Right. Hello?
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, so growing up, were you confident with your body, or is that something you've learned as you've become an adult?
I've always been confident with my body, but what I've learned that in the job, in the workforce world, you have to dress the part.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be in upper management, or if you want a good career, you have to dress the part that you want to play. So I had to learn that. I didn't know that in the beginning. I didn't know that there were plus-size clothes for women of my size. But when I was younger, I didn't know I was plus-size. I thought I was regular.
Because you're from the South. So in the South,
I'm from the South, and everybody looks
women
like
are
me.
more accepted in the South.
Exactly.
So before your events, was there anything going on in San Antonio for plus-size women?
There are a few little small companies that had some things going, but I researched and I hadn't seen any plus-size fashion shows. I mean, they have Fashion Week here, but there's no plus-size shows within that Fashion Week. So when I got here, I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to, since we all look the same and we're all attending these fashion shows that are not plus size, I figured why not have a plus size fashion show here right in San Antonio where we all are the same size here.
So you created your own company to fill this void called Upstage Beauty Events. Now tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, what my company does, I started off doing weddings, birthday parties, and things of that nature, just those events, And then for health reasons, I can't do runway anymore. So I decided I was going to be more behind the scenes. So what happened was when I decided to do this, I had to, of course, do my research. So, of course, I know a lot of people in the industries because I've traveled a lot and I've done a lot of different things. And I went to workshops with Full Figure Fashion Week and PLUS Model. So I've done all those things. I've met Mia Amber. She told me all the rest in peace. She's an amazing woman. And her and Miss Fargo, they taught me all about how to be a plus-size model, what to do in the industry. Gwen DeVoe had this big workshop in Chicago. I attend that. So they always told me, do your homework. If you don't do anything, do your homework. So I did my homework for 11 years.
So wow, 11 years, that's a long time. So that's a key thing that you didn't jump into it blind. You actually did homework and you went to other events and networked too. That's a key thing.
And I did fashion shows. I did runway in Atlanta. I did runway in Chicago. I did runway as much as I could do it and get exposed to it. I've done bridal shows. Any little thing I can get into, any runway I can get into, I did it. Anybody was doing anything, I got into it. But I had to do my homework. It was very important. I had to make sure I knew what I was getting into and knew the steps of getting into it. No one but Gwen DeVoe, Miss Fargo, Plus Size Magazine, Madeline, her and Mia Amber are the ones that really taught me in that workshop of the steps I need to take, and it blew me away. I was blown away.
So Upstage Beauty events didn't start necessarily to do specifically plus-size events, but now that's one of the main things with the company now, right?
Now is yes, and to build self-esteem. I've gotten I have to say over 100 emails a week, just women saying, "How do I become a model? What do I do? What do I have to do? I'm so insecure about my body, but it's something I feel like I need to do to make me get to that next level to feel good about myself." So I started styling women. I said, "Okay, can you dedicate 3 days to just me helping you style yourself?" So I started doing that, and it started making them feel better. And then I went from there, and it just started building and building and building.
So one of the first events you held in Texas for plus size was Texas Plus Size Diva Contest. Now tell me, what type of event was this?
That event was a self-esteem event. It was to build some of the plus-size models here in Texas alone to build their self-esteem because, as you know, you are more accepted in Texas than you are in New York, California,
right.
On the East Coast, may I say. You're more accepted. You're not accepted there, but here in Texas, we all look. But when we watch TV, we all see the smaller women doing this and different this and different that. So here, the women were coming to me and they was asking me, how can you help me build my self-esteem? I say it goes first within yourself. You have to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful. That's step one. Step two, you have to properly go into a store where you can actually fit the clothes, like Lane Bryant, Ashley Stewart, stores of that nature. And you have to go in those stores and you have to start trying on clothes that fit you. Not the clothes that don't fit you. You can't go into Express and find clothes to fit you. You have to go into the stores that find the clothes that fit you. So I told them, first to start with yourself. And so with that, Chenese, it just started building. They start feeling good about themselves. They start shopping more. Next thing you know, I'm getting a message like, I went to this store. I went to that store. It was great. Then I had to teach them about undergarments. Undergarments are a plus.
You learned all of this stuff on your travels, and you brought all that information back home.
Exactly.
And so Texas Plus Size Diva, your first event was a success. Is that going to be an annual event that you do now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to do that every year. And
was it a competition? Was there a winner?
Yeah, there was a winner. Eric O'Brien won the competition. What it was we had, I didn't do talent, I did heritage. And the reason why I chose the heritage event is because I wanted the girls to get to know themselves. And it was part of them building themselves up. Once they start learning about themselves and they start researching, you should have heard them. They was excited. Oh, my God, I have part of this in me and part of that in me. Oh, this is going to be great, get my costume together. Angelina won best costume. And I'm telling you, this lady, research her heritage, she did so well that she had flags, about 4 or 5 flags of different places that her heritage was from, and she created a whole ensemble on her heritage. It was phenomenal. The girls took our time to learn about themselves, and that's what made me the most proudest about that event. It wasn't a pageant. I don't do pageants, but it was a contest to make them feel good about themselves.
So, and that was your first plus size production, and now we're getting ready for your second production, which is actually this weekend, Sunday, December 4th, the Silver Slipper Plus Size Fall Fashion Show. Now, tell me, what can we expect this upcoming weekend?
Of course, everybody that knows me, Shanice, know I love themes. Mm-hmm. So this is Cinderella Gone plus size.
All right.
So we're going to have plus size Cinderellas all over San Antonio. So this event, which is sponsored by Lane Bryant, of course, Bare Necessities, Dress Bond, and we have Damon Desmond. He's one of the designers. He's actually designing the Cinderella dresses. And then we have Ashante, which is from Chicago, and she's coming down with her line, which is Desiree, and everybody knows her. She was in New York doing that fashion show as well. And we have all of them coming down, and they're all excited about it. The girls are excited about it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited that you are hosting it. I still get chill bumps when I'm thinking about who's hosting this event.
Oh, thank you.
It's still phenomenal to me. So that event is going to be phenomenal. We got networking and vendors. We got Elaine Bryan told me they're going to be giving away some great prizes and stuff. I have over $500 worth of gift certificates and prizes to give out. It's going to be phenomenal.
Now let's go over the schedule, because it's more than a fashion show. Before the fashion show even starts, it's a vendor fair, right?
Yeah, it's a free networking and vendor trade show. And it's going to be jewelry. We have jewelry, clothes. We have this jean company that's going to be there. Bout jeans are going to be there, and you'll be able to buy Bout jeans for a cheaper price than you buy them in the department store. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Bout jeans, but they're beautiful, and they have them for plus size women, and that makes them even more beautiful. So we have
and what time is that vendor fair
San Antonio's vendors are coming in.
And what time is that vendor fair from?
We starting that vendor show at 2 p.m.
Okay, and then what time does the fashion show start?
The fashion show is going to start at 7 o'clock. We're going to open the doors for the fashion show at about between 4 and 5 o'clock.
Now, are tickets still available for the event, and will tickets be available at the door the day of?
Yes, tickets are still available, and they will be available at the door. The VIP tickets are $40. And the general admission tickets are $20.
Now, what does VIP tickets include?
Okay, I'm so excited about my VIP bags. Lane Bryant gave me a whole bunch of goodies.
Oh, we love Lane Bryant.
I know. So I have a whole lot of goodies from Lane Bryant. I have some stuff from Fashion Figure. I have a lady making some Cinderella cupcakes, and so we have that for VIP. We have all kind of little drink tickets. They get a free drink ticket, so UBE is going to pay for their first drink. So they get the first cocktail on us, whether it's lemonade or Kool-Aid or whatever they would like. And so we have that. So we have a bunch of little goodies for them. So it's going to be great. And a nice little bag, a pretty little bag.
And does VIP get like a certain area to sit in?
They get front row seats. The whole front perimeter of the runway, they're going to be sitting right in the front. All
right. Sounds like a good deal. Now, one of the things that you've impressed me with this event is that, you're based in San Antonio, but you were able to get national sponsors, and you mentioned Lane Bryant, Bare Necessities, and Dress Barn. And not a lot of events in the South get that kind of sponsorship and support. And I think one of the things is because you said you've actually gone to other events in bigger cities and you have networked. And so some of these people you've met in person. I've actually met you in person at another event in Vegas, as a matter of fact. So do you try to stress to your models how important networking is to make these connections?
That's the whole point of this. They call me the networking queen. And I'll take that title. That's a great title to have. But it's also me doing my homework too.
Mm-hmm.
I connect with a lot of people in Vegas when at that event. Of course, I've seen you at other events. You know, I've seen you at events when I was in Chicago at the workshop when you had your calendar.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. You remember? So that was like my first. I was so excited about the calendar, and I remember that day because I didn't know that everything. That was one of my first events, workshops that I ever been to. So of course I'm walking around with my card, thinking I can just charge everything. Mm-hmm. And then when I walk into the event, you said, we only take cash, and I said, oh, okay. So
I remember that. I forgot about that. So you really have been doing your homework for a long time.
For a long time. I remember all the charity events that you did. I've been following you for years. So that's why I get chills that you're doing this event.
Well, I'm so excited to come to San Antonio this weekend. Now, if anyone is listening and still wants to get involved, is it too late to get involved? Tell us what opportunities are still available.
We still have some vendor tables still available. It's never too late to sponsor this event. We still have the small business sponsorship. You can go to Upstage, www.upstagebeautyevents.com, and it has a whole package right there online, or you can call me at 210-485-7912, and I will answer the phone. I actually answering the phone now. So there's still opportunity for sponsorship. If you want to get involved in this, it's still opportunity for vendor tables. Anything that you would like to do, trade-offs, we're doing anything. Right now, we're praying that we get a shoe vendor.
Okay, so that's something you're looking for, as a shoe vendor.
We're looking for a shoe vendor right now. That'll be great. That'll be really phenomenal to have somebody there with some shoes.
Now,
opportunities are still open.
And I know it's probably too late for anybody interested in modeling in the show, but for the next event that you have coming up, how do you go about selecting models, and how can the listeners submit to be models?
You can always email us at casting@Upstage Beauty Events. Send us all your information, your comp card, your sizes, and we put you in a database. And so when the next event come up, if you're out of town, whether you're out of town or you're local or wherever you at, we'll have your information already on file. And then when we have casting call, we post it all the time on Facebook. You can find us on Facebook on Upstage Beauty Events. And what we'll do is we'll keep your information in, and when we have casting call, we'll email you and let you know when casting call is and keep you updated. And that way you'll know when the next show is. But guarantee the next show is going to be bigger than this show.
And so do you look for models in the San Antonio area and close, or are you open to models all over?
I'm open to models all over. We have models in this event that are coming from California, Chicago, Cincinnati. I actually have some about maybe, I want to say 8 professional models that have actually modeled in Lane Bryant and Tori and different other, and I even have Summer Green, and she modeled for City Cheek.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some professional models, so I'm open to models all over the world.
Awesome. And so do you have anything coming up we can be on the lookout for, or is it too soon to know what you're going to do next?
No, it's never too soon to know what Liz Hall has got up her sleeve next. But I'm working on this big summer fashion show, and I'm so excited about it. I'm probably not going to post the information until January or mid-February. Okay. But I'm looking for plus-size models that are confident with their bodies and would wear swimsuits and lingerie and all of that.
Awesome. So, again, the Silver Slipper Fashion Show is this Sunday, December 4th, in San Antonio, and I will be there as the host, and I'm very excited. And we should mention, too, let's give a shout-out to your red carpet host that works at the radio station there.
Oh, Miss Ma, Diva Dish. That's right. You're going to be on Diva Dish Friday.
Yeah, so when I come into San Antonio, the first stop is to the radio station. So I'm very excited about that.
You don't even get to go to the hotel. I am picking you up and taking you straight to Diva Dish.
Well, that's all right. I'm excited.
You're excited, and we're going to make sure you're going to have a blast with her. She is phenomenal. That's KROV-FM 91.7 HDT Radio. Diva Dish in the house. You will be on. I cannot wait.
And I'm going to try and get a copy of that interview so I can post it online for everybody that's not in San Antonio, so everybody can listen to it.
That's right. That's phenomenal. I'm so excited, Shanice.
I'm excited, too. Well, I can't wait to see you, and tell everybody the website again for tickets and more information.
www.upstagebeautyevents.com.
All right. Well, keep up the good work, and I will see you in a few days.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And again, that fashion show is this Sunday, December 4th in San Antonio, and the website is upstagebeautyevents.com. Now, up next on the show is Michelle Alexandra. Life is a form of art, and nobody knows this better than Salinas Ray's photographer, Michelle Alexandra, born with a flair for creativity and a panache for depth. Everything Michelle captures with her camera not only tells a story, but also illuminates the essence of life. New to the Moxie Management family, she brings to the agency years of graphic expertise, starting as a college undergraduate who studied graphic design but graduated with a BA in photography and a minor in advertisement. She's also dabbled in fashion design, giving her the background and tools necessary to expose Moxie models in the prime of their art form. Michelle's innovative concepts of shape, size, and color give women the power to be comfortable in their own skin, in hopes that her art will transcend Moxie Management into something on a grander scale. It is her hope that as her work progresses with Moxie Management, she will be able to give back to her community by teaching underprivileged kids photography and to help attract more prospective clients. Her philosophy is that if one never gives up on their dreams, then they have never failed. And let's welcome Michelle to the show. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Hi, Chenese. I'm good. I'm a little under the weather, so you gotta excuse the raspy voice.
Oh, no. Well, I'm glad you were still able to call in and talk to us today.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it.
From your bio, I can tell you are a very creative person, and you've dabbled in graphic and fashion design. So do you still use those skills in those areas?
I do, actually. I still do a lot of design. I actually build websites. I build my own website, and
I didn't know that.
I built it from the ground up. I design a lot of comp cards for a lot of models I work with, and I do business card design. So any kind of design, I'm there.
So are you available for hire in those areas, or you just do personal things for yourself?
I actually am available for hire as well, mainly for business and comp card design. Lately, I don't really have the time to do the website building, but if somebody came to me, sure, I'd be open to it.
Okay. Now, how did you connect with Moxie Management?
Well, that actually, I met Tina Sanchez, the owner of Moxie Management, through a photo shoot we did. We were doing a submission, and I knew of her, and so she was actually doing the styling for the shoot, and then ever since that shoot, we kind of clicked, and we had a lot of the same visions and ideas, and we just kind of went with it, and we've collaborated on many shoots. So that's how we kind of came about.
Did Moxie Management introduce you to the plus size community and introduce you to shooting plus size models?
Actually, I started. I just got into the plus size community. I was pursuing it. I was doing a test with plus size models in the area, and the very first plus model I tested with was actually signed with Ford, and so I just loved the way the plus size body photographed, and I felt really inspired just seeing somebody my size, somebody I can relate to, and the other end of the camera. And then when I met Moxie, I just kind of that was kind of their thing, so we just went forward with it, and just my photography just kind of went that way without me really I guess that wasn't really my plan, I should say, but it's kind of going that way, and I love the direction it's going.
Mhm. And I know that you photograph models of all sizes, but one of your specialties is plus, because I have to say from experience, all photographers don't shoot plus-size women well. So what do you like about shooting plus?
Well, you know what? When I first started testing my photography, I used to test a lot with the straight models, and I think the thinner body is just as beautiful. And when I started testing with curvier models, it made me think, why not? Why can't we do the same thing the straight models are doing? And I saw the way I didn't want to be photographed, and for personal experience, like my friends or family taking pictures of me, I always hated like the shots like from the bottom or a certain angle, and I knew what I didn't want. So I would capture the plus size figure in a way that I'd want to be photographed, and the results. I love the results and the responses I was getting, and I was getting a lot of feedback from plus size clients, and it just started growing, and I don't know, it's just kind of taking off that in that
and
direction.
The rest is history. And,
yeah.
And you've done work with Plus Model magazine and a lot of mainstream things as well in the plus industry. Why do you think a lot of photographers don't shoot plus well? Is it harder to shoot a plus size model?
Honestly, I don't know why so many photographers are discouraged. I think it's mainly they're afraid of something they don't know. I think they probably just don't want to, step outside of their little box. I've photographed, straight models. I think they're just as beautiful as plus models.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know, maybe because I'm plus size myself, I could relate to it on, on a different
personal
level than And there's something personal there, and I mean, that's just kind of their loss. It makes more room for
them.
yeah. There you go. And I appreciate different body sizes, whether thin or plus, but yeah, there is something special for me with the plus ladies.
So what are some tips you can give to new plus size models that are listening about preparing for a photo shoot?
Well, for example, I shot with a lovely lady from a gal from Florida. She's a new plus model, and we actually had met, just over the phone a month prior, and some tips and ideas that I gave her was just look at your favorite plus size models out there currently, and what do they have in their portfolios? How are they posing? And then I basically on my end, I put a storyboard together for them with looks and, just kind of some ideas, what direction, I'd recommend their portfolio to go in, or, if, we're on the same page. But basically just studying a lot of what's out there, it really does help, whether it be practicing in the mirror or, just looking online at your favorite models. And
so basically just research and know your market.
Exactly. Just don't think, what it takes to be, a model just because I'm pretty, and
right.
But definitely practice. Always test. Definitely test a lot. with photographers. Be a little bit picky too on who you're testing with, but
and you recently appeared on Curvy Girls on Nuvo TV shooting Rosie Mercado for the cover of Venus Divas magazine. Now, how was that experience?
Oh, gosh. That actually was a last-minute thing. I didn't even expect that to happen. I just got word a week prior to New York that I was actually going to go, and it was just an amazing experience. Always working with Rosie is just an awesome experience. She's a true professional at what she does, and it was also really cool to see the other side of reality TV. Just to be on the other end and just kind of what goes on and takes place. But it was a beautiful experience. It was a dream to shoot in down, the Manhattan area, and I was really thankful to be a part of that and have my work shown on
national television.
Yeah, a lot of my work shown there, and I got my 2 seconds, 1 second flash of face.
Now,
but I was happy with it.
For those listening that aren't familiar with the show, Curvy Girls is a show about Latinas in the plus industry. And do you think there is a lack of Latina models represented in the plus size industry?
I think so. I think just in general, any whether it be the plus size industry or just the modeling world in general, or just on TV, I feel like, we're not really represented, correctly, by some of the, the women that are out there, and, I would like to see, more of a presence. However, now, there are, some models popping out, showing up, but I'd like to see more
diversity.
Yeah, there you go. Just in general, but especially in the plus size community, I feel we are starting to stand up. And when I say you are, I'm also Latina Hispanic, so it's kind of nice to see diversity.
Right. Now, if anyone is listening and interested in booking you for a photo shoot, how do they do so?
Oh, okay. Well, they can go to my website, which is MichelleAlexandraPhoto.com, or they can email me at MichelleAlexPhoto@gmail.com.
And you are based where, for people that don't know?
I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Okay.
And,
but you travel?
I do travel. Occasionally, throughout the year, I'll have a couple things where either I'll be in L.A. or Vegas. So I'm hoping on going to New York again this 2012. So thinking about also Florida. So
that would be cool.
So those are just some spots, but you never know.
But your majority in North California, so that's where you do the most of your shooting, right?
Oh yeah. So I'm always available to shoot out here. So if any of you ladies want to come and visit me, shoot me an email.
And do you have anything else coming up we can be on the lookout for?
I do. Actually, I have an editorial coming out in December with Evolve magazine.
Okay.
It's a beauty jewelry editorial. And I also have another editorial coming out in December as well with model Tess Munster in Porch magazine.
Okay, awesome. We'll be on the lookout for both of those editorials. And tell us your official website to keep up with your latest work.
Sure. It's MichelleAlexandraPhoto.com. And I'm on Facebook as well. It's Facebook.com /Michelle Alexandra Photo.
And you're on Twitter, too, but you don't really get on it, right?
Oh, yeah, I am on Twitter. I try to update it as much as I can. I know I get a lot of I got your tweet earlier. It's Mitch Takes Pics.
Well,
so MICHTAKESPIC.
well, thank you so much for being on the show. I definitely have to shoot with you soon. That's on one of my things on my to-do list. So we got to make that happen soon.
Yes, and we'll see when I'm in LA. Hopefully, sometime. Hopefully before the year ends. It's coming up pretty quick, but thank you so much for having me, Chenese, and I apologize for the raspy voice.
No, you sound fine. If you wouldn't have said it, we wouldn't have known. You were fine. Well, get well.
Thank you so much, love.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Talk soon. Bye.
And last but definitely not least is Deb Malkin. She's a Long Island native who spent much of her young adult life hating on her body, but transformed into a passionate size acceptance advocate. She created with a few of her friends the Fat Girl Flea Market to create a body-positive shopping event that was affordable, affirming, and fun to raise money for No Lose, a size-acceptance organization for the gay and lesbian community. Through the annual event, she became passionate about resale and vintage clothing and opened Redress NYC, the first resale vintage clothing store exclusively for sizes 14 and up in New York. For 3 years, Redress became a favorite among many in the plus-size community to not only shop, but as a size acceptance oasis. It was recently announced that Redress will be closing its physical doors and on November 20th held a farewell Indie Plus shopping event. And let's welcome Deb to the show to tell us more about her plans for the future. Hi, Deb. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Chenese.
So
I'm a little tired.
Well, what were you doing today? You still packing up the store?
I'm packing up the store. It's my last 2 days here, so it's a little bittersweet. But, of course, there's no end to the amount of work to do. So,
well, let's just get into why is Redress closing its doors? I'm pretty sure it's several reasons. But what's the main reason?
The main reason is economics. The main reason is while there is an amazing customer support, it just wasn't enough to keep the doors open. Basically, except for some few good months of the year, most of the year we were, struggling to pay the bills. And then, in New York and with the weather and having a physical retail store, when the weather is working against you, it's really hard to be able to fight back and get the people in the door. So we had tremendous support, and our expenses just outgrew what we were bringing in. So that is the main reason. And I thought I would rather close the store on an upbeat note, on a high, in like a conscious and thoughtful way where we could all celebrate what we've created together rather than wait until the dark days of the winter when I know we would be struggling.
Right. Now, and although there are a lot of good times at Redress, no one had to pay the bills but you. So was it a struggle to keep the doors open, like personally? Like, did it personally take a toll on you?
I think that when I made the decision, I realized I didn't have any more resources to put into it, and that meant all the resources, like physical resources and financial resources and emotional resources.
Right.
And there were different times where I had one but not the other. So we had gotten a loan, and that helped us during some other times. And when I made the decision, I knew that I was out of all three and figured the same thing, like just as much as that I know that people love the store passionately, it was still my responsibility to keep all the balls in the air, to keep all the bills paid, to
and that's
be able
stressful.
to pay my payroll and really be on time with everything. And I took that responsibility really seriously. So,
and you didn't have a partner with the store; it was all you, right?
It was all me. the glory and the lows. But I mean, I had a tremendously wonderful staff, and they worked really hard. And I just felt like, you know, just as hard as they work, I needed to work just as hard to make sure that they were always paid on time, and that, like, you know, that everybody was taken care of. So
now, although you're closing the physical doors, you're still going to be online, correct?
Yes, and that the online store will be expanding and growing as we enter the new year. And it was interesting because we had a bump in growth after the TV show Big Sexy aired on TLC, but a lot of those people were from out of state. So they're like, oh, my God, I would love to come visit your store, but really I want to shop. I want to be able to shop online. And we had launched our online store in August, but it was just kind of a very baby store at that time. And so, you know, I'm excited to be able to have the energy to be able to focus on the online store, to be able to source amazing clothing and be able to source some great vintage to put online. And I know it won't be the same, but I really hope that it will have the same kind of care and attention that the Redress store had for people. And certainly we're shipping worldwide, so more people will be able to get to shop with Redress. And yeah, so the internet experience is not the same as the real in-person experience, but it's certainly a way that we have to shop online.
Right. And I know this is a big transition in your life because not only is this business closing, but you're relocating, right?
I am. I should look up Michelle Alexandra because I'm moving to the Bay Area.
Oh, perfect.
So I'm moving out west. And
and this is where you're originally from anyway, right?
No, I'm originally from Long Island, from New York.
I did read that in your bio. But you do have some kind of West Coast roots.
I lived in L.A. for a while. I go out to L.A. a lot for work, for buying clothes, and I have a lot of people. So No Lose Conference happens a lot in Oakland. So there's a lot of community and friends and people that I care about and who are out there. So, yeah, it was a decision when I decided to close the store. I looked at my life and, you know, and there's lots of other things happening in my life personally. But I said, you know, now that if I don't have to take care of this store on a daily basis, what does my life look like? Well, it looks like, you know, I would have the ability to move anywhere I wanted. So
right.
I'm
you're kind of free.
I'm a little free.
Right,
you know.
Right.
So I'm excited you know, my main goal is to avoid winter. So
avoid the snow.
Avoid the snow. Last year's snowpocalypse definitely pushed me over the edge. So yeah, avoid the snow is my number one goal. Get a little more balance in my life between work and the rest of my life. So I think that I'll be able to find that out west. Sorry, you got it.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and then I hope that over time, I was talking about this with my Indie Plus designers, that we'd like to do some pop-up shops. So definitely still want to give people the Redress experience and bring clothes to people where they are. So we are talking about, and we had an incredible fashion show and shopping weekend with our designers.
Right,
so
and that's what I want to get into. So you can tell me, how was that farewell indie fashion show? It
was unbelievable. We did it in the store, and Nathalie Collins was my fashion show coordinator, and she was brilliant and came up with an amazing concept and idea. So we had the models moving through our Redress zebra-covered dressing rooms. So it looked like the models were coming out of the Redress dressing room. And the show was unbelievable. All of the models were extraordinary. The designers were amazing. We totally packed the house. We raised $1,200 for the Center for Anti-Violence Education. Wow. And it was a celebration. I mean, it's what I wanted the weekend to be. I wanted us to celebrate what we build and create as a community, and not just be sad about redress closing, but to know that, like, all of that stuff lives on even if redress, the physical space, closes. Right. And we can find ways to engage in body positivity and find ways to engage in supporting our amazing and talented designers and support each other in plus-size fashion, and we can continue to do that. So, it was Sweet Tooth Couture and Hissy Fit and Domino Dollhouse and my friend Bertha of Size Queen Clothing, and BGU joined us for the first time, and it was so much fun, and all the models looked amazing, and I think it was we put on a big show last year, but I think it was even better than our show from last year.
Now, one of the things you were big on was giving opportunities to indie designers and larger plus models who, without you, may have never been recognized. So what is your advice to these individuals that are struggling to make it in the industry now that your platform won't be there?
Well, I think that, I'm hoping still with Indie Plus that we will help it continue to be a launching pad for independent designers. We were more a supportive environment for people to get their clothes in front of customers, and not just putting on a fashion show, but getting people to actually shop it, buy their clothes, try it on, experience it, so that when they go back to looking at things online, they'll have had that personal experience with the brand. They will also maybe have met the designer and built a relationship with people. And a lot of these designers also do custom work. So I think that, we're going to try out the pop-up shop version. And usually our indie show weekends were events were only 1 or 2 days anyway. So they were, in essence, their own pop-up shop within Redress. So I don't see why we can't take that same model of popping up for a day or 2 or 3 and just do it in different locations. And then I don't have to worry about,
about the rent every month.
About the rent every month. So I think that's what we're going to try to do and see if that's something that we can be successful at, have fun with. It's certainly a lot less pressure and a lot more fun to go to different locations. And between all of us, all the designers, we know a lot of people in a lot of different cities, so we can probably name 10 cities off the top of our head of where people want us to go. So I think we'll be putting out some information in the next few months, kind of asking people for their input of where we should go.
Now, what is the future of the Fat Girl Flea Market? Because Redress started to be the headquarters for that project too, right?
Well, the Fat Girl Flea Market I helped create, but it's also happened when I've not been involved. Okay. So there are an army of volunteers who have years of experience running and coordinating the flea market. And every year it's a little bit different. This year we were able to use Redress as a home for a lot of the clothing, but that we haven't had that years previous. So I think whoever runs the flea market will be able to put it together. And there's so many people who are really experts at their kind of part of the volunteering that it can all happen. So I am confident that there will be another Fat Girl Flea Market. And, if anybody wants to throw some kind of flea market event in their city, I'd be happy to talk to people and share some information about, what we've found to be successful and or not.
So if anyone is listening and one of their goals is to open up a plus-size clothing store, what would your advice be? What have you learned?
Well, I've learned that you can't have too much money. But it was an interesting thing because we did a lot of everything. So we we were a resale store as well as bringing in new wholesale clothing. I think I think knowing who your audience is, knowing who your market is, and really, really being specific, because plus-size women that's a larger market than really just one niche. Mm-hmm. So are you looking to dress fashion-forward, a younger customer? What are they wearing? How much are they spending every time they shop? Are you looking for a more upscale customer, who's going to buy Anna Schultz and Melinda Massey and some other brands? So a lot of it is the importance of knowing who your customer is, mm-hmm. and then delivering exactly what it is that they need. And the other part about opening a boutique is the clothing is really important, but also you can make a lot of money also with your accessories. So the add-ons is also really important. But I would say having a really understanding a buying schedule, understanding how you basically how you buy. So having retail experience is extraordinarily helpful.
So did you know all of this, or did you
learn? No, I didn't know any of it.
So you learned
well, when we learned it, I learned it because when I originally started the store, I wasn't planning on buying wholesale. Like, I wanted to just do a vintage and a resale experience, but the resale clothes weren't, like, we couldn't control how much good stuff came in. So I always wanted a customer to have a lot of choices in what to buy or what to shop when they came into the store. And my store was very large, so that also played a part in it. So sometimes you'd get you get somebody selling us, like, they'd bring us like 10, 15 great dresses from Torrid or wherever, and they were awesome, and we bought them, and they would sell out in that same day. So if somebody came the next day wearing that same size, maybe we wouldn't have anything available for her. And that was happening, and so I decided that I needed to go into the marketplace and buy wholesale clothing that was, similar or was going to make our customers happy. So that really did help people, like, be able to walk in the store and
it was always something.
Yeah, there was always something that they wanted to buy, whether it was a resale item, whether it was something vintage, or whether it was something new. But that definitely added a lot of pressure to our bottom line, because that is clothing that you have, you put out a lot more money for that at one time than you do for when you're doing the resale experience. Because resale, we would offer either store credit or cash. But it also led me to find things like taggings, which I have to say are probably the most amazing, one of the most amazing inventions I've ever experienced. And they're like a tight legging hybrid, and they come in lots of colors. And like that, I've been so excited to introduce to my customers because they're really super comfortable. They fit everybody really well, and they're a great fashion solution. So when I have the opportunity to find something that I know plus-size women are really hungry for, that's the part of my job that makes me really excited. So I get to still do that online. So that's always going to be my goal, which is to find the things that I know that women are looking for and provide them.
So do you have any last words to those in the plus community who helped support you over these last 3 years?
Oh, you want to make me cry, don't you? I appreciate every single person. I appreciate all the amazing relationships that we built, and that it means a lot. And then I'm sorry that we couldn't stick around, but I also want to, I want other people to also find ways that they can make something happen in New York. It's definitely a town where that can support a business. It can't. Just because Redress wasn't able to keep going doesn't mean that somebody else's shop can't. So I think that I would love to see people step up. I know that folks are really interested and excited about bringing something to New York. So, I would love to see other people do it.
So do you have anything coming up that we can be on the lookout for, or is it up in the air right now?
I would just say, I mean, right now I'm in that transition part of moving, but we'll be adding new clothes on the website. I'm adding new things hopefully this week. So I would say everybody should sign up for the newsletter at Redress. So that's www.redressnyc.com. Or, keep an eye on my Facebook or Twitter. And when we have our first show, I will definitely let everybody know. It'll probably be on the West Coast. But you'll see a lot more activity happening out of the website.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry to see the store going, but I'm excited that you'll be on the West Coast.
I know. We can go hang out.
Yes.
When I go to L.A.
Yes, I'm ready.
I think that'll have to happen.
Yes, definitely. And tell everybody, what is the official website?
The official website is www.redressnyc.com.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Chenese. And thank you to PLUS Model Magazine and PLUS Model Radio. You guys have always been amazingly supportive, and it's been so much fun working together. And I know that we'll keep working together.
Right. It's not over.
It's not over. It's not over till the fat lady sings.
Well, all right. Well,
all right.
You got to finish packing. You're going to keep working?
I got to keep working. It's only 10 o'clock here.
Okay. Well, don't work too hard.
All right. You have a good night.
You too. And thank you to all of my fabulous guests this evening. Tune in next week and we'll have more PLUS industry professionals with stories to not only inspire you, but to keep you connected with the curvy community. If you're interested in advertising on our show or being a guest, visit the website at plusmodelradio.com. And if you haven't already, don't forget to join our Facebook fan page at facebook.com/plusmodelradio. I've been your host this evening, Chenese Lewis. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. Until next time, keep thriving in your curves and be blessed.